Good morning and welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
Carla Marie.
Oh, there we go. Now you have to say it one more time, Carla Marie.
I'm Carla Marie.
And that should mean your microphone is working in the chat. You should have heard the outlandish things Carla Marie was saying to me during the countdown. If you're listening on YouTube, you probably didn't hear it. But man, she was something else. Would you care to
I was
care to
saying
explain
none of
yourself?
those things. I was saying things that the chat can't hear because my audio needs to be off during the intro because of how we're set up when either one of us is away. And I was saying things, and Anthony was supposed to repeat them to everyone that was in the chat for me, and he was misquoting me.
I was not. Can you prove it?
Yeah, I was typing that you were misquoting me.
Oh, but you can't prove it with what you were saying.
I'm sure this thing records somewhere.
It probably does, honestly. Drown you out. Congratulations. Accepting a new job. Would you care to tell us what it is?
I like these little things next to some people. I guess they were either a part of the Twitch recap or they watched our Twitch recap, but it's got a cute little 2023 emote next to their name.
I'm not seeing that.
Heather on Long Island and it's Meg Not Megan have it.
You
Saw it
see it
yesterday too.
in the chat?
In the chat.
Where'd my chat? So I'm looking at the chat through OBS, not through Twitch.
And through PC, not a Mac.
I don't think that matters. Because I bet you
Oh,
if I
Drown
pull it
You
up,
Out is doing.
I bet you if I pull it up on my phone, I could actually see what you're talking about, but not in my view. But that is cool. What were you saying, Carla Marie?
Drown You Out is doing meeting planning for a medical organization. Sounds
Sounds like I wouldn't even know. If you put me in that job today, I wouldn't even know what to do.
no. You need a meeting? Sure.
I just
I hate meetings.
Set you up with
I
Zoom.
can't
I don't know what to do. So first off, we are in level 3 of the hype train. If we get through level 5, meaning we complete level 5, we get into level 6, we will have a shot on deck. Do you have a bartender, Carla Marie?
I have a bartender, mom, grandma, babysitter who can do it.
Someone got you a babysitter?
No, she's currently all those things at the moment.
Gotcha. Okay. I do want to go over something that happened at the gym the other day, and it made me realize all those times I have random thoughts about people I see and I never go up to them. I probably should. So I was on one of the benches, and this guy who I've never seen, older guy, comes up to me and says, "Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you look exactly like my adopted son." And
Did he think you were his son?
no, not like I was his son. Oh, there we go. Hype train level 4 has been activated. He said, "You look exactly like my adopted son." So I took my headphones out and we started chatting a little bit. Turns out his son is Iraqi. So from the same part of the world, like my parents are from Lebanon and Jordan, and obviously that whole Middle East, like over the years, different tribes have moved around and things like that. So we're around the same age. His son was born in Iraq. My mom was born in Iraq, even though she didn't really grow up there. She just was a Palestinian refugee born in Iraq, then grew up in Jordan for a little bit before coming to America. And we had a whole chat about the Middle East and how his son got
That's
over
crazy.
here. He met his son on Facebook through some group. I don't know who reached out to who first, but he adopted his son basically through Facebook. And the adoption process took like 10 years. He adopted him as almost like an adult.
So if I just go in this Facebook group, I can just pick a person in there and adopt them? Can I go into one for rich people
I hope so.
and they pick me?
I don't know exactly what happened. It seemed like at the time he was a kid and he reached out to this guy through Facebook just wanting to see what like America was like. And this was, he said, like 14, 15 years ago. So very early on in Facebook's life. And then while
if someone did that now, I would think it was fake and it was Peter from Turkish Airlines coming for me.
Even the guy told me, he's like, all of my friends were wondering if I was getting scammed through this like fake Iraqi person. But it turns out that they had all the paperwork done, and then I guess when Trump came into office and had that essentially like the Muslim ban, the ban from predominantly Muslim
Mm.
countries, that essentially canceled their paperwork, so they had to start over again, and finally got him in during Trump's presidency. I was about to say presidency, which means he adopted this person in his late 20s, early 30s, which I didn't think you could do.
Oh, well,
But they started it probably when he was a teenager.
I didn't realize he was that old. I don't think so you can, but not, it doesn't mean anything.
What do you mean?
So you can adopt someone at that age. Like
Okay.
my older sister has looked into having my dad adopt her.
Okay.
She's in her 50s.
And that's just paperwork, basically?
Basically, because you're over 18. It doesn't matter anymore.
But I guess
So,
for papers, for like coming to America, maybe it helps because now your parents are American citizens and you then get citizen. I don't know how any of
maybe.
that stuff works.
Okay. Can you talk to him a little bit more at the gym and then we can get him on the show?
I haven't seen him since. I had that one conversation with him for like.
Did you dream this? Because this sounds fake.
No, it was at the gym. I was on the incline bench press machine, and then that was it. And then he just left. And his son had some very like Muslim sounding name, like some very Middle Eastern Muslim sounding name.
Anthony.
What?
His name is Anthony.
Oh, I thought you were right. No, because that's one of the things when people find out that my family's from the Middle East and then they find out my name, they go, well, that's weird. I'm like, well, because we're Christian. So we although there are some people in our church community who also have very Middle Eastern sounding names. It's not necessarily broken down based on religion, but a lot of times it can be.
You should make up a name that sounds like Anthony. So when people are like, what is your real name? You're like, I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to start.
So I guess they knew I was going to be named Anthony, and my mom had a dream for my brother Justin's name, and that's how they ended up with Justin. So there was no real debate on that. But I guess my middle brother, Michael, his name, my dad was really pushing for Yaish to be his name, which essentially means the translation in Arabic is long live. Because then Michael's name, full name, first, middle, and last, would basically have been long live and then my dad's name. So Michael's name would have been long live my dad, essentially.
So I love where your dad's head went with that. However, having an Anthony, Yaish, and a Justin.
Yeah, it would have been real weird. Like
does
real
not
weird.
fit.
Real unfortunate for I mean, he's already the middle child. So it would have been even more unfortunate for him.
Seriously. Also, I think my internet is a little slow today, so if there's a little bit of it's super blurry for me and it glitches when we're trying to. I keep talking over you, and I think because there's a delay.
Oh, it sounds okay on my end.
All
And
right,
listen,
that's all that matters.
We're gonna have some times
Whoa.
where we talk over one another. What, Carla Marie?
We hit it.
Oh, the hype
Choo
train?
choo.
All right, we did hit, excuse me.
Oh,
Level
tomorrow
5 of the hype
is
train.
Brandy Alexander Day, so Anthony will get a mini one made with equal parts cognac, cream de cacao, and cream.
Say that one more time, the whole thing.
Cream de choo choo. It's Brandy Alexander Day. Well, who's that?
I don't know. Not Brandy and
Is that a
Monica.
king? It's a drink. But who? It's a brandy-based dessert cocktail consisting of cognac, creme de cacao, and cream. This became popular during the early 20th century.
Okay.
It's a variation of an earlier gin-based cocktail called simply an Alexander. Okay.
Well, let's do it. What are you going to be drinking, Carla Marie?
Well, I guess BRB.
Oh, you're going to go find your drink?
I mean, oh, my fly's down.
Well, you're sitting. It doesn't really matter. All right, well, go quick. Find your drink. Why are you wasting your time?
I can't hear you, so.
Oh, okay. She unplugged her headphones. I hear my drink being shaken up in the as we speak.
I gotta pee first.
So this morning, what I wanted to do this morning when I got here was I wanted to set up this screen where we could have both of our cameras and the list today. But I also was trying to work on this new piece of equipment we got, because as you can see right here in front of me, I have a little display. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate you. Let me put this over here. Oh, get my Twitch coaster. So I'll wait till Carla Marie gets here. I got this display. It was an LED display that I got on Amazon for probably way too cheap. Because I've been using this one to have the chat in front of me. That way I don't have to like squint and try to look at the screen that's pretty far away from us where the computer is. And I found one that was touchscreen. So we could, ideally, both Carla Marie and I would have a touchscreen in front of us with the chat so we can scroll through it at our own pace. And then there's going to be apps where we can put stuff on the screen just by tapping it, which would have been really cool. Except it only works if you have to plug it in through USB-C and then plug the monitor in through HDMI. And it was just too many cables. We don't have enough inputs. So the whole thing, I got to return it. But thankfully it was only like $90. Uh-oh. Is that what I think it is? Oh, she can't hear me.
Okay.
Is that what I think it is?
It sure is.
Limoncello?
My mom said, I don't know. Do you think this is still good? I'm like, it goes bad?
I don't know.
It's lemons.
It's lemons and alcohol, right? Or lemons that made alcohol. Are you just going to go straight from the bottle?
No. Do you have yours?
I do.
What does it look like? Oh, how cute. Oh,
it looks like a little cup of milk.
Layered.
You ready, Carla Marie?
Out of breath.
Angela said it doesn't go bad, Carla Marie. It's fine. You're good.
Okay.
All right. Cheers to you, Carla Marie. Cheers to everyone in the chat who helped us today, especially Jen and Lisa. Thank you guys very much. Cheers to Jordan and Seattle Cocktail Club. Oh, wow. That kind of tastes like a milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
You're not enjoying yours, huh?
I just needed to. God, it was so sweet. It wasn't even the alcohol. Why do they do this to me?
So, Carla Marie, you have been in Jersey now since Friday. How are things going?
Great. I'm actually looking up something because I will have a fact to share in a moment. But well, first, we'll do something super quick to talk about.
Okay.
My new haircut.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to see it yesterday, so it does look good.
I shouldn't
have sent you a photo. The hooks. What are the hooks called? Where it comes, it like psh, goes like that.
It's layers.
Yeah.
But the what it's doing now is a face frame. I'm gonna not really style it like that.
Like Vogue.
I haven't had layers probably 15 years because I've been scarred from them.
Why?
Because when I got layers forever ago, if they're cut wrong, you get a helmet, like basically.
Okay.
And I just wanted nothing to do with that. But they've been making a comeback.
Are layers like the shorter layers? Are those like the stereotypical Karen haircut?
Kind of. That's more of a pixie if you're thinking the short
where
one.
It goes like, it's like a dome, like a little helmet that goes around your face, like the cat wearing the tennis ball?
Kind of.
Okay.
So, and when you do too many layers, it makes your hair poof. And that's what I haven't had an actual haircut probably in 5 years. I've just let Dina kind of trim the ends.
Okay.
And sure. Okay, pause.
She already had one with jello because she's drunk. She got the hiccups.
Thank you. Yes. No,
I
was supposed to get snacks with her. I was supposed to have snacks with her.
Yeah, this is not enjoyable.
Okay, really quick. 1 year ago today, we had her on the show for the first time.
Really?
Isn't that? Yeah.
Like right after she was born?
Yeah. Adriana Marie. Hold on. I want to show everyone your shirt. It says Seattle.
We can't really see. There's too much light. We can't really see it.
Well, it says Seattle.
Oh, okay.
You have the hiccups, Mama? I want to mic her up and do videos of her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the hiccups? You want me to scare you? Who's that? Say Anthony? Yeah, I was trying to get a photo of it, but literally it is a year ago today. Hey, she's saying Mima.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you should take her to Mima.
Adriana, can you do something? Oh, wait. Hey. And then I'll go bring her. Ready? Tell everybody, how old are you? You don't like that. How old are you? She went to the doctor yesterday for a 1-year checkup, and she weighs 25 pounds.
Is that, I don't know what that is, like a
That
lot?
I mean, she's just tall, so she Okay, we're not gonna cry.
I don't think she likes you very much.
Go to Grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
My dad said hi. Okay, shut the door.
Grandpa's gotta get changed.
Is he going to
She
work or
does.
something?
He just came back from
Okay.
the funeral home.
I was going to say, he looks very dressed up for just lounging around the house.
Yeah, so 1 year ago, it was a Monday, and we had just come back from my friend Alex's wedding, and I put Adriana on the show for the first time. Crazy.
That is, I don't even remember that, but I'm sure it was
And you were at
pretty.
your parents' house doing the show. So yeah, 1 year ago this week, we were also in New Jersey.
Interesting.
So she calls my mom Mima.
Okay.
All the grandkids for 27 years have called her Mima. And she calls her mom Ma, but she can't say Mima yet. So she just says Ma, like it's like Ma. So that's what she was
Okay.
yelling.
Gotcha. Now, was Mima something like your mom picked? Like she wanted to be called Mima?
No, so she actually, yes, she did pick it. Sorry,
Okay.
but she didn't know what to be called because she was 44 when she became a grandma. And she's like, I don't want to be grandma.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. That would be like you in just 5 years being a grandpa.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So she's like, I don't want to be grandma. And her friend who she worked with at the time was like, do me ma. That's what I am to my grandkids. It's ma, me
Oh,
ma
okay.
backwards. So that's where she got it from.
Hmm. Okay. And that does make sense. Like if you're in your 40s, you probably don't want to be referred to
Yeah.
as a grandparent. Obviously, you love your grandchild, but you just don't want to be referred to. You want the world to see you as a
Right.
grandpa
So
or a grandma already.
my older sister was 48 maybe when she became a grandma, and she went with me.
Okay.
So
Well, why couldn't she also just be Mima? Like to
because
her
you can't,
grandkids?
there's already 2 grandpas, but because her grandson's great grandma is my mom. So why would
Wait, what?
Michael's grandma
Yes. Yeah.
is T. She's
Yes.
Mimi. But Michael's great grandma is my mom.
Oh, okay.
Mima.
So they're the same. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I get
She's
it.
cute.
I get all of it. What are you reading, Carla Marie?
Oh, just the chat was moving, and yeah, so she's here. She's absolute maniac. Does not sit still. Wants to have Elmo on the TV. We didn't put the TV on for her when she first got here.
Mhm.
She kept pointing, and then she picked up the remote herself.
Oh, she's coming back?
I know, because I didn't have the snack, so that's why she didn't want to be near me. She's like a bird or a cat. Come on, look.
You really
I
are
have them in my hand.
bringing her over like an animal.
Mom, she wants you. Get her out of here.
Oh,
Take the snacks.
she doesn't like Seattle.
I'm gonna try them.
Maybe she's not trying to be a working girl yet, you know? Stop trying to pimp out the girl for likes, you know?
They're pretty good.
What are you eating? Animal crackers?
Okay. No, they're the stars that dissolve in their mouth so they don't choke on them.
I don't think I've ever seen those. So what
Oh,
else
they're
have you
great.
done while you've been in New Jersey? You had the over the top bridal shower, right?
Yes, over the top bridal shower. I'm sharing a video. I started editing it last night. It's just so insane. So I had the over the top bridal shower. I went to Princeton, had lunch with our friend Sam and our friend Colleen. So Sam from Elvis the Show and
Mhm.
Colleen. So we got to do that. That was a good time. Yesterday we did the show, went to get the haircut, and then today happened.
You know, Angela said the bridal shower looked amazing, and it did. It looked a lot of fun. They had like the big swing thing with the flower wall in the back, and every time we had a call yesterday with some people we might be working with, and Carla Marie was explaining kind of weddings and bridal showers and all this stuff in New Jersey, and one of the guys who, even though he lives in California, had been to a New Jersey wedding before, and was commenting about just how insane Jersey weddings are compared to the weddings that he's been to around the rest of the country. Even like,
He's
and
only been to-
regardless of like the financial status of the people whose weddings he was attending, because even like rich people in California weren't having the weddings that regular people were having in New Jersey. And then something came across my stories on Instagram. And it was a friend from church growing up. I haven't actually talked to in years, but they were at a christening over the weekend, right? So a baby's christening. And this child is what, a couple months old before they dunk him in the tub.
Yeah.
And there was not only just like a flower wall, right, that like you would see for pictures or Instagram photos or whatever. It was almost like they had a flower landscape built out with like flower pillars. So you were taking your pictures with this, you know, little thing that we consider a human at this point, right? Like this big. And it looked like something that iHeartRadio would set up at like the iHeartRadio Music Festival for artists to take pictures in. Like it was that immersive of a set.
And they're all rented, which is, you know, it's so smart to be these companies, but like it's also so insane over the top. It's all for Instagram.
Yeah, that's
if
all
that
it is.
wall didn't exist, my niece wouldn't have spent half her shower taking photos with people.
Which, listen,
like she would have actually enjoyed herself.
I understand that people want to take pictures with the bride or the baby or the couple, whoever you're celebrating that day, right? But I think we need to stop building Instagram landscapes. I think just take a picture. Now, the problem with weddings specifically is everything ends up looking purple, at least in New Jersey. All the purple lights.
I know, we had them turn the lights back on to a normal light at one point during the shower because I was like, everything is purple.
Wait, they had the purple lights for the shower?
Yeah, and I was telling my niece about this, and she's like, well, I don't want this at my wedding. And I said, well, you need to figure that out. Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't her. I take that back. That was Colleen. Our friend Colleen is getting married in December, and she was like, I need to see if my venue's going to turn on purple lights. How do I know if they do that? I was like, you have to tell them not to do it. But you're in Philly, so you should be fine.
No, here's how you find out. You go, are you in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, or Connecticut? And if the answer is yes, you're going to have purple lights.
I can't.
Eastern Pennsylvania. Western Pennsylvania, I can imagine, is different.
I hate New Jersey wedding culture. Like, it's fun when you're there and you're at a wedding. It is. And we've talked about this at length for the last 10 years since we've been having public conversations, podcast, radio, whatever. And it's fun when you're there, but when you step back and think about it, it's so excessive. 90% of the people that throw these parties don't have the money to be throwing these parties. It's because everyone in New Jersey needs to one-up each other and prove that they have more money than someone else when no one else actually has any of it. So it's just so insane. And I just went to NewJerseyFlowerWalls.com. I don't know, I Googled it. So a 8x8 rental is $500, but a 16x18 rental is $975.
Which, you're going to be surprised that I say this. Rent the larger one. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. The 8x8, when people don't make the backdrop big enough, most average humans, like if you gave me your phone to take a picture.
This was fine though.
If you gave me your phone to take a picture, I would make sure it was cropped perfectly, right? Where you only saw the people in the picture and the flowers. Most people just grab the phone, take a picture, and you have like an ant in the background drinking a mimosa. You've got like an electrical box on the side because they didn't sit there and frame the picture properly. So you minimize that issue if you get the bigger wall, which obviously is going to cost you almost double. Right, because it was $500 and $980.
Yeah. Claire said, I want to go to a New Jersey, New York wedding just to experience it. And that made me think, what was in New York City, it was like not a play, but an event. Was Tommy and Gina, somewhat, not Tommy and Gina, but it was
two very Italian sounding names getting married.
And it was just a constant, like, it was essentially a play is the best way to think of it. And you buy tickets to it and you
Tony and Tina, says Scotty.
Tony and Tina, thank you. You go to their wedding and it's a show and whatever. But I want to throw a New Jersey wedding where, I don't know, not us, like someone else fake gets married and we sell tickets to it.
What if every 15 minutes a different random couple gets married? Not even like an actual couple. You just take two people, You throw them up there. They have to
Put them on a chair.
Well, no, they have to freestyle their vows. They have 60 seconds to freestyle their vows to either a stranger or a friend or someone, and then everyone celebrates them for the next 30 minutes, and then
I love it.
you do someone else, right? And then
Yeah.
you have a couple DJs that are rotating in and out. I actually kind of love this idea. I feel like you could take this idea across the country like an emo night, and you just call it wedding night, and everyone gets a wristband with a number when you come in, right? And
I
everyone
think you have to pre-sign up to be the people getting fake married, because then I think a percentage of tickets can go to you as a gift.
No. I think
Nah, screw 'em.
anyone that shows up, there's a chance that you might end up on the
Oh.
altar. And that's the best part is it's a stranger, right? So you're just picking these numbers out of a hat. So I could be number like 315. And then
No, you should go as a couple, and then some strangers could be put together if they're single.
I'm telling you, it would be so much more fun if you just were randomly, and maybe you can sign up as
I'm
a
not
couple.
getting fake married to a random person, though.
But you're not. All you're doing, there's no priest above your head or rabbi above your head. You just go up there, you freestyle some vows for a couple seconds, and everyone celebrates you like you're in the middle of the dancing circle.
I mean, that's fun, but also at the same time, I think you could just still throw the wedding without the bride and groom.
Yeah, that's true. You could just have a wedding reception. Maybe that's what you do.
Purple lights.
Maybe that's the rotating. It's a traveling wedding reception. You have to dress up, right?
That's what I mean. Black tie.
Black tie.
Not
every
optional.
Yeah, just black tie. You got to come in an evening gown, a tuxedo, a black suit with a black tie. There's some great past hors d'oeuvres. And you do it, you lead up to the wedding reception. So ideally, because one of the problems with these like rotating or traveling events, I don't know why I keep calling them rotating, these traveling events, is if you show up too early, it's kind of empty. You know, like we showed up to Disney night early or on time when it opened, and there was no one there. We showed up to emo night one night on time. No one was there. But if you have a cocktail hour to start the event, to start this traveling wedding event, then the people who show up early are getting past hors d'oeuvres, maybe some specialty cocktails. I think this is a good idea.
I do too. What do we sell tickets for? $150?
No, 150 is way too expensive. It's got to be like $30.
Yeah, but if you're paying for your plate at a New Jersey wedding venue,
Okay. That would be the interesting thing, because obviously, like, wedding culture is different around the world, and depending on what ethnic group you're talking to. I wonder if we took the New Jersey wedding style on the road, if people in, I don't know, New Mexico would appreciate it. Would people in Montana appreciate it? Or do you have to, like, cater to that audience and switch it up a little bit? Like when we go to Montana, if we're doing a Bozeman wedding day, do we have to do it in a farm?
No, because they get to do that all the time. We're going to have to find the gaudiest venue with ugly ass carpet, make it purple, and throw a party.
A lot of purple lights. What if we got one of those, like, I'm sure we could rent it, but we'll probably have to buy it at some point if we use it enough. One of those light up dance floors. That'd be cool.
Like DDR?
Kind of, but more like Saturday Night Fever.
Lacey, a fog machine. So right.
Got to have the fog machine. Oh, what if I have an idea? Okay, Carla Marie, hear me out. Okay, we're brainstorming this. I think we could actually do it. I guarantee you, if Amy is listening right now, she's going to have a plan for this. And we're going to do a Seattle Cocktail Club wedding at some point. But you get your regular ticket, right? A regular ticket means you are part of you're just invited, right? That's your invite.
Okay.
But you can maybe upcharge $5 or $10. If you want to get fake married on stage, it's an extra $10 charge. If you want to, what else can we upcharge?
Cut a cake. Cut a cake.
Oh, true. Cut the cake.
You want to be a part of cake cutting? You want to get tossed up on a chair? Oh, you want to throw the bouquet like it's the 90s?
Oh, yeah. Maybe if you want to be part of the bouquet toss. Do we call it toss or a throw?
Well, I think if you're the tosser, I think everyone can catch it.
Okay.
Maybe that's just the added
we got
value.
something here. How much if you want to get real married, says Mergen? $10.
That's phase 2.
You just got to
of
bring,
the business.
you have to bring your ordained minister or whoever.
Marijuana said New Jersey weddings sound awesome. And Lenny said roadshowweddings.com isn't taken.
Carla Marie?
So I might be able to buy that today. And Meg said tri-state gaudy parties, said in an accent.
And listen, marijuana is not wrong. I mean, New Jersey weddings do sound awesome. And we can expand it. It's like New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. The problem with them is when you're the one paying for it. When you find out that just booking your venue is going to be $25,000.
Yeah. And it's crazy how much they change their prices year to year, because when my niece booked her wedding venue, I guess it was, say, a year ago, maybe a little after, it was one price. Now her friend went to look at the same wedding venue like just now.
Yeah.
A year later, and it's almost $40 more per person.
Goddamn Biden's America. I'll tell you.
I know. He hates wedding culture.
That inflation, that wedding inflation.
And it's so insane. And I will preach this over and over again. For what?
Yeah.
You're going to spend $100,000 on your wedding in New Jersey. It is almost impossible to have it cheaper.
Well, I mean, and I understand your wedding, hopefully you do it once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. But if you're only doing it once and this is like your big day, right? I understand spending a lot of money on it.
$100,000?
Not $100,000, but I understand that it's going to be an expensive day, right? There's a lot of formal things you're doing. I think the bigger problem, and Carla Marie and I were talking about this the other day, is the idea, the wedding concept has now bled into other life events, right? People are doing what they do for small weddings for children's birthday parties
My
and
sister.
bridal showers and all of that stuff. Like, that's where I think it has gotten insane. Like, this is going to make me sound so much older than I am because I've never been to a bridal shower, so I only remember my mom talking about them when I was growing up. But I thought you used to just go to someone's house and like eat.
You did, but
Okay.
I would say late 90s, early 2000s, that actually changed, because any bridal
How old
shower
do you
that
think
I've
I
been,
am? That's when my mom was going to bridal showers.
I mean, for as long as I can remember, the only bridal showers I've ever been to in someone's house were in Washington. Even as a kid, I was going to bridal showers or baby showers at venues, unless it's your second kid, then it's a sprinkle and it's somewhere else.
So, okay, Scotty said that he said, "Oh my God, my friend spent $4,000 on his baby's baptism."
Like,
there is nothing Jesus would despise more than finding out you're paying thousands of dollars so a man, possibly in a dress, can just sprinkle water on your child's forehead or dunk him in a bucket.
also,
And I know it's a robe, but it's also a dress. Who are we kidding?
it should be immediate family and the godparents.
For the baptism, you're saying?
Yes. No one else needs to be there. Why? Why?
I mean, growing up, we used to have, like, they were small parties growing up, but they were always done in our church hall, for example, right? So, like, you baptize the kid upstairs, essentially, you go downstairs, there's a
That's
little
great. I love
gathering hall. And yeah, sometimes there's a DJ, but it's usually a DJ from the community.
it.
You know, it's
No fog machine?
no fog machine for the babies. I feel like that's probably not something you should just toss a baby's head into.
Just bring the baby up out of the fog.
It would look cool. Maybe if you dunked them in that bucket. I don't know if all churches dunk their kids in buckets. I think some of them sprinkle water on their head, right?
We pour.
Yeah, no, we dunk them. We make sure they get all that water. But it would be cool if, like, it's gonna sound like I want to torture a child. You know when you put like dry ice in a bowl and it starts to smoke?
That's what I mean.
You can pull the baby out of there.
Okay, but we're not saying to put a baby in dry ice. We're just saying the fog machine.
Don't do that. I feel
Because
like
I've touched dry ice myself and it hurts.
I feel like that would be very dangerous.
Juan said no Prosecco gun.
No, not at the christenings. But that's what's happening now. Like, first birthdays are becoming little wedding receptions.
I
Bridal
will say
parties
though,
or bridal showers are becoming little wedding receptions.
but I'm still only seeing that on the East Coast. If you're talking about seeing it on Instagram,
Yeah.
I still think it's only East Coast because follow or get many like parties in my Instagram feed and reels, and it's always cute with a theme. So maybe it's all out with the things you get when you go to the party, but it's in someone's backyard. It's in
Yeah.
their house. The ones that I'm seeing that are what you're saying are New Jersey, New
Yeah.
York, and Connecticut. And I don't think
We
that
also
there is anyone else talking about this ever other than us
what do you mean?
publicly.
Your
How
camera's shaking a
absurd it
lot,
is.
by the way, Carla Marie.
How absurd it is. I
Uh,
don't think there's anyone else that publicly shames it.
Well, we also, because I see some of our friends in Florida posting this too, so we also have to
Mm.
include Florida into that. And I don't know if it's the New York, New Jersey transplants in Florida, or maybe like the large Latino population in Florida, or a combination of the two that
Yeah.
gives you the same results as we get in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Eastern Pennsylvania.
Definitely. Lacey said Cubans too.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I think there are so many similarities between Miami and the New York, New Jersey area is you have a very high population of Latinos. Whether it happens
Like-
to, and I know they're not, that's a catch-all term, but whether you're talking about Cubans, Puerto Ricans, whoever, you're getting a lot of them in those two metropolitan areas.
And this is going to sound so selfish and so messed up, and I don't care, but I'm saying the statement anyway. When you plan a wedding and you pay for it yourself and then you get gifts,
Yeah.
at least you're getting, right, some of that money back. But
Okay.
when you plan a baptism and you pay for it and then you get that money and you got to put it in your kid's bank account, you just lost all that money.
It's such a silly thing. And I know that part of the reason that they've expanded outside of the home and the backyard barbecue or whatever, or backyard catering, whatever you want to do, is because of the amount of people are now inviting, right? Like not everyone can fit 70 people in their home. Like how many people were at your niece's bridal shower?
80.
That's insane.
Do you want to know?
Do we
Okay.
all agree that's an insane amount of people? Or is that
We
not?
looked at the list of Ashley Marie's bridal shower. We invited about 120, but only 67 showed up because it was January, right after that second COVID swing kind of happened again,
It was a panini
So-
party.
which was actually so nice. Do you want to know how many people are actually coming to, including children, Adriana's first birthday party on Saturday?
To a baby's party. A
Mm-hmm.
baby who's not in school, so she has no friends.
She has her friends that her mom has friends. Yeah, no,
Again,
no, I'm just saying.
Adriana has not gone out and made friends on her own. How many people is your sister inviting? Your sister and your brother-in-law. How many
They're
people
not
are they
inviting. How many have said yes?
Oh, how many? Well, how many have said yes? We'll go backwards.
I don't know how many they invited. So
Okay.
the answer to how many will be attending is 125.
That's stupid. Like that,
I
we realize that's dumb, right?
100%.
And I hope everyone has the best time in the world. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I want everyone that shows up to have such an amazing time. It's just stupid that they're showing up.
Okay. Now, also, I know you said 80's a lot for the amount of women at a bridal shower, but let's just go back. How many aunts do you have total?
Today, how many aunts do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
I don't know, 8,
So wish
9.
total on both sides of your family.
Yeah, we've reduced some recently, unfortunately.
Okay. And female cousins. And actually, you have to think female cousins and their partners.
Yeah.
So you probably have, say, 35.
Wait, why would
then.
my female cousins' partners be showing up to the bridal shower?
I was invited to George's fiance's bridal shower.
Oh, I thought you made it seem like their husbands and boyfriends were showing up.
No. I'm saying
Oh, okay.
you have 35 first cousins. So
Yes.
some of them are female and
Yes.
some of them are male, and the males have female counterparts. So that's right there. You've got 45 people.
I usually don't include my family when I'm talking about this because my family is so big.
But that's
Right.
what I'm saying. I'm
But
not saying you
most
can't
people-
make those statements.
No, but most people don't have 35 first cousins,
No.
right?
But,
Most people don't have, at one point in their life,
But-
a total of 20 aunts and uncles.
but my niece is marrying into a family
Mhm.
where so her fiance's parents were both divorced from each other and then married each other. So you have to keep in mind that's almost one, two, three, four families on one side because
Yeah.
the step families that have been in their lives for however long
Yeah.
are also part of it. So that's all the females from four families and my family, which is two, I guess two sides of her family.
Yeah. But see,
It's
here's the
just
thing. And I get it. When you have, especially if your parents split when you were young and now you have essentially four parents growing up and then you have I get it. There's a lot of people. I just still think at some point you go, I don't need 60 people to show up, because here's the other thing. If you're like, oh, well, everyone wants to celebrate the bride and the groom. That's what the wedding is for.
mhm,
Right? I think we're forgetting there's
I
a
agree.
bigger event down the road. You don't need every person in your life to be at every one of the events leading up to your wedding. Does that
Which
make sense?
Gabrielle even said, I didn't invite every female
Mhm.
that is invited to my wedding because some people will just take the females and invite them. I
But
don't
that's what the wedding is
subscribe to
for, is it
that.
not?
What?
Isn't that what the wedding is for, though? If you're saying I'm going to invite every female I know, just go
Right,
to the
she
wedding.
didn't do that.
Yeah.
She didn't even do that. But some people do. Oh, AMS needed me to explain my future nephew's family. His parents were married, got divorced, married other people. So that's a total of his mom's family, his mom's new husband's family, his dad's family, and his dad's new wife's family. So that's four families
How
that are in.
how long ago did they get divorced?
He was a kid,
Oh, so
like a little
those
kid.
families have been in his life for a long time. Because here's the thing:
Yes.
if my parents got divorced like tomorrow, and I got married in the next couple of years, and my mom's new husband wanted to invite his family, I'd be like, "Listen, bro, I don't know you. I'm not paying for all these strangers. No offense. You, maybe your kids. That's it. Like, I'm not doing extended family for people I don't know."
Yeah, it's
And listen, it is tough because I understand, like, parents want to invite their friends as well, because, and it sounds so crazy when you say it like that, like, oh, my parents want to invite their friends, but their parents' friends have also watched you grow up, right? And they
of
love
course.
you as well, and they want to celebrate in your day. So I totally understand that those people want to be involved, and your parents want to celebrate you with their group as well. But at some point, you got to start cutting that list.
Well, and I've had friends who, when planning their wedding, they're paying for their wedding, and the parents will say, okay, well, I want to invite these friends. I'm paying for part of your wedding.
Mhm.
And then the argument becomes, well, are you paying for part of my wedding or are you just paying for your friends' dinners to come to
Yeah.
my wedding? Like,
It's
you're not
also,
helping me then.
are you paying because you want to help me through this, or are you paying because you're trying to hold this over my head? Right? I think a lot of people, and it's even outside of weddings, a lot of people think because they gave money to a cause or a person or whatever, now they are owed something. And to a degree, that is true, but you have to break down why you're giving that money to that person. Am I giving you this money because I'd like to hold it over your head and essentially hold you hostage with it? Or am I giving you this money out of the goodness of my heart, or
Yes.
or my family obligation to whatever it is? And
Right.
why am I giving you
So
this money?
my friend Hannah said she has 27 first cousins and
Woo!
none of them were invited to the wedding or the bridal shower.
See,
And that's another thing. Just because someone is something to you,
mhm.
I don't think they need to be invited. It's how close you are.
Yeah, and that is honestly, that is the problem with me and my family, is I'm pretty close with every single one of my cousins. Like, I
You
know
should
them
start.
all very well. Even the cousins that have lived in Lebanon most of my life, um, I wouldn't I don't see them as often because obviously there's thousands of miles and $1,000 flights between us.
Mhm.
But like, I reach out to them. We talk, I should say, pretty often through social
Right.
media. So it's not like they're
You should start.
strangers.
I think you should pick a few cousins to get into a fight with and
A good family
rekindle.
fight, a couple of years in the making.
Let's see, what else did I see? Tacoma Swifty said, I gave my mom a 5-friend limit. Your brother said, this is why I made sure to tell my parents that I want their opinion, but they don't get a deciding vote.
That's fair.
That
And
is very fair.
and obviously, as the person getting married too, I'm assuming you want your parents and your family to feel like they're part of the event too. You don't want your parents to feel like they're strangers at this amazing life event that you're throwing.
Yeah.
Right? Like you want them to be happy as well on that day. Now, their happiness doesn't supersede your plans or your happiness, but I know it's not like a common thing for us to think of anymore, but there are these things. They used to use them back in the day called compromise. And everyone compromises. Everyone gets a little bit of what they want. Sometimes people don't get what they want, and you move the fuck on. Good day.
Lacey said that we should. No, sorry, it wasn't Lacey. Who said this? Wait, I lost it. Oh, it was Meg. She said we should raid the Young Nails Twitch. That's your cousins who are
Oh, yeah.
live on Twitch and get into a fight with them.
Are they on right now?
I don't know.
I don't even remember how to raid because we're going to be done in a couple minutes. And this is the craziest thing. And one of the things I love the most about what they've done with the Young Nails brand. If you're not familiar, my two cousins, Habib and Greg, they live in California. Oh, hold on.
That is cooked.
I opened Twitch on this computer.
No one hates Habib and Greg. Justin, we love them.
No, they're two of. It's almost impossible to hate them, honestly. Their mom owned a nail polish company, and both of them, after graduating college, I think one of them went out and did something else. Greg, I believe, went directly to help his mom work on the nail polish company. They have helped, the three of them together, the mom, the kids, have grown this company into like a global powerhouse. They were responsible for the nail polish and the nail art at like Rihanna's Fenty fashion show.
Rihanna.
Like, Rihanna. I was thinking of my brother's fiance when I said that because she's Rihanna. Rihanna. Anyway. What?
I was just witnessing you go back and forth with all the names in your head.
And it's this huge brand now. And Young Nails it's like I said, a global powerhouse. They have huge national sales and they're everywhere. They run their own like seminars now. But with all of that, you'd say, oh, well, there's nothing in there for me, right? Like I'm just some dude that doesn't do my nails. But their channel is so fun.
Elena said that they are not on Tuesdays.
Son of a bitch. I was going to see if they were on. Like they have their own social media brand essentially along with their nail polish company. It's pretty incredible. All right, if they're on Thursday, we will raid them.
Okay.
Why are you looking at me funny?
I wasn't. So a funny thing I wanted to talk about is that my parents discovered binge watching last night and I got to be a part of it.
How so?
So I think maybe one other time they've streamed a show, or my dad streamed The Staircase on Netflix, and he said he stayed up all night watching it, and he's so mad about it because apparently it ended up being like one of the worst. Like people hated how it ended or whatever. And I said I didn't even finish that one, but he kept telling me. Remember I said he wanted me to download Paramount yesterday, so I download Paramount, and he keeps telling me he wants to watch. His friend told him to watch D Offer. And I'm like, there's no way this is called D Offer.
Okay.
This friend was saying The Offer, as in the offer.
The Offer.
So this whole time I'm like, I know this isn't right. However, we watched 3 episodes together.
Okay.
Me, my mom, and my dad. It's so good.
What is
it? It's a scripted series. So it's got Miles Teller, Juno Temple's in it. There's a ton of great actors in it. And it's the story of how they created the movie, The Godfather.
Oh, someone else was telling me about this recently. Yeah.
You would love it. And it's like, they're on a Hollywood set and who's the producer and how they made it. And I kept Googling like, oh, is this a real person? And they're all real people that were a part of it. And how the Italian mob was like, you ain't making this movie. And they were trying to kill everybody to not get the movie made because they were like, I was laughing because they say things, this is attacking our heritage. Black people have the NAACP and Irish people have whatever. What do we have? We need to start our own organization. I'm like, guys,
you're not allowed to start an organization that protects your crime syndicate. That is what your crime syndicate is already, for the record.
It's so... And it's got actors playing real Italian mobsters. It's got actors playing actors There's a guy who plays Frank Sinatra because he was involved with the Italian. I was learning so much. I'm like, Dad, is this real? And then I
Wasn't
was like, this is
Sinatra? He was
crazy.
like bankrolled by the mob for a while, wasn't he? Like they paid him
Yeah.
to do a lot of his shows.
Oh, my dad was like, Frank Sinatra really wasn't that good. He just
No.
became so big because the mob boosted him up. And I didn't realize that The Godfather was a book first. My dad loved the book, apparently read the book first and said the book's better than the movie.
Wow.
I just learned so much. I also learned, not also learned, my dad learned that I have never seen The Godfather.
I
He is
also have never seen any of the Godfather movies, believe it or not.
okay, so we're gonna do this then. He he is losing his he's sitting there going, "What do you mean you've never seen it?" It was like the Jennifer Lawrence, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You've never seen it?" I was like, "No." He goes, "How could you have never seen that movie?
The
It is
Godfather
one of the
movies,
best movies."
the
He
God,
told me it's out.
one of the Godfather movies I've never seen. I've also only watched one episode of Sopranos,
Same.
but
So,
I've watched.
he also kept go.
I was gonna say I've watched a lot of like mob documentaries and docu-series things, and I think they use enough clips from those shows where I've seen
Mm,
like parts of The Godfather,
yeah.
and I know some of the famous scenes, but I've never actually sat down and watched either any of the Godfather movies or The Sopranos.
No, I so we'll watch Godfather together, but I think even without obviously seeing it, this show, The Offer on Paramount is just so well done. It is so cool.
The Offer.
Mobumentaries, Hannah said they're called.
I think she just made that up. I don't know if that's what they're actually called.
And then my dad wasn't here this morning and I went downstairs to get the limoncello.
Mhm.
So rewind. He kept telling me last night, the second Godfather is not good. Don't watch the second one, but watch it, but it's not good. I said, okay. So I go downstairs. He just got back from work. I'm running to get the limoncello. He's like, hey, hey, hey. I was like, what? He goes, it's the third one that's not good, not the second one. I was like, oh, Dad, right now. So yeah,
I
I'll be
haven't
watching
seen any
them.
of the Godfathers, but I have seen in that same vein, right? Like the same kind of like Italian classic mob, Brooklyn, New Jersey life movies. Um, I've seen A Bronx Tale. I've seen
Ashley
Casino.
loves that.
And there's one other one that I'm missing that's like in that kind of like upper echelon of those movies. I can't think of the other one now. Damn it.
It's just crazy. Oh, Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. That's the other one.
Thank you,
Thank you very
everyone.
much. Love this chat.
It's crazy because when you see what they held rallies about how so the author of the book, Mario Puzo, was Italian. And they were like, he's a traitor. He went and it's so funny because we know what it is today. Like Italian people are like, this movie is my heritage.
Mhm.
When they were doing everything they could to not make it happen. I highly recommend it. And we're gonna have to
Well,
watch it.
it's interesting now because this is going to sound so messed up, and it's something that's very unique to the Italian mob. Um, we've romanticized some of the villains in the Italian mob, right?
Oh,
Like Capone is romanticized. People forget how terrible of a human being that man was, and how many people he's responsible for killing, right?
okay.
All of these mob bosses. So I would understand how when you're glorifying that life, and you also like when a movie's glorifying that life and making these people essentially heroes, but
Mhm.
you're Italian and you grew up in a time where you remember the brutality of the mob and you don't want to be associated with it. I could understand people saying like, no, that they're making it look like all Italians are these people.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
weird.
in the show, The Offer, you learn that why the story was written and what it was turned into in the movie even more so than the book is that they're just a family trying to do the best they can for their family. And that's really the formula for so many movies. It's like it's a family going above and beyond to do anything they can for their family. And because they didn't know anything else, they were immigrants and came here as criminals and this is what they did.
Mhm.
And the whole point of making the movie was about family. This movie's about family who are mobsters.
That do crime.
I don't
That
yes.
do lots of crime.
Well, no, I've
Um,
never seen it.
So the interesting thing, and I forgot what I was watching some sort of World War II documentary type show, And one of the interesting things, because one of the things people wondered about the Italian mob specifically was how they got to America and were so successful so fast. And one of the reasons is because Mussolini essentially exported full crime syndicates to America because he cleared out all of his jails and sent everyone to America. So you're taking full-on criminal organizations and just shipping them in there with every single member, just shipping them over to America. So they were able to get here and say, wait, we could just do all the things we were doing in Italy. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Question from Erica. This is she said, is this aluminum? Yeah. So I got this at the airport because I don't fly with my Stanley in my carry-on bag anymore. It's just too big. So I check it. And then this is the problem. I will say,
took your Stanley.
Yeah, here's the problem with one of the pros of not living near your family, I have learned, is that you don't accidentally leave things with them. Because where am I? I'm home, I'm work, and I'm in my own car. I left my Stanley in my sister's car on Saturday, and I have become a raisin because I'm not drinking as much water. So I got this from the airport, and I even lost the lid, and I have taken this with me everywhere for the last 3 days without a lid.
But, well, if you don't have the lid, that's kind of ridiculous. But that's the point of those bottles, right, is you can keep reusing them. And granted, you could do that with plastic bottles as well. I actually have a see-through, like, shaker cup. I have a New Jersey shaker bottle, a blender bottle.
Oh, when you leave and got this.
Yeah, it's just a New Jersey one. It's always in my parents' house, and that way I don't have to travel with it.
Yeah. So, but my sister's bringing in here later today, and I can't wait. But
Milwaukee Tom.
there's
Oh, sorry.
a company reached out to me on Instagram called. I wanted to ask the chat. They're called Hydro Jug, and they want to send me a water bottle to try.
Oh, I've
and
seen
apparently, they're way better than Stanley.
So they're the same shape as a Stanley, from what I understand, but the lid is waterproof, and it has a little pop-up straw instead of a straw that sticks out all the time.
Yeah.
And I believe it is not waterproof, leak-proof.
Oh, it's called the Leak Proof Traveler.
What's trending with Anthony? Check it out.
40-ounce Leak Proof Traveler, and we would love to send one your way. What's the best shipping address? Guys, what color do I want?
As you think about your color, I do want to bring up a fun fact that Milwaukee Tom put in here. He said Roosevelt worked with the mob to help invade Italy. He said, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they helped him invade Italy, but I do know that they did help. They worked alongside, I believe it was NYPD, to make sure that the ports in New York were not susceptible to spies. It was a really interesting thing because they ran the ports in New York. So the mob essentially helped us make sure our eastern border, at least New York, was more secure during World War II.
Okay, everyone's saying colors, and I haven't even shown you the colors.
Okay, what do we got?
Can we see it? So that's the ones you can't really see are a tan, which is the color of my current Stanley, and a light baby pink.
I like the orange.
And it's a coral.
I like the
and
coral.
This one on the.
Oh,
sorry. Hold on.
Coral and green are what I would go with.
This black one on the other. So one is black and one is matte black with like shiny cheetah.
Ooh, matte black and shiny cheetah. You are in New Jersey.
No,
but yeah, I'd go with.
I like the olive, coral, or hot pink.
The hot pink you're gonna get sick of. I would go olive, coral, or the cheetah. But you know what, Carla Marie? It's your bottle. You choose whatever color you want. And with that, after mob talk, a lot of Italian and New Jersey and a lot of that going on here because there was also like the wedding mob in New Jersey.
I'm gonna have to meet said Olive, and she and I both had our niece's bridal showers this weekend, and we both were in charge of planning and creating the game. So we're on the same wavelength. I'm just gonna have to listen to her.
All right. Well, with that, it is time for us to get out of here. We are obviously off tomorrow. We will be back on Twitch Thursday, but there are new episodes of the Morning Show podcast available every single weekday this week and every week, really. So make sure you're listening to the Morning Show podcast. Carla Marie, peace out.
See you Thursday.